Zaba zawa lama nala goja ze tabje doje sheje reso jo shenje mendo doje bojo ba seje lombo da bonje beko sheje zo de la goja ze Teme waze doje jengo do mande sheje ngombo je dawa tanje seba kunje cheje je nyame de gore je goja ze Shije kala kero jengo je zebe wadun de je le la bo je we damba kuna sen zaba ka yue rambo che la gu cha se. Taso se je tan je lo cho son tro wa chen je lap to so cho lan do lo wa chen je lap to so lan tro ba sa wa chen je lap to so tro ba yi she so cha wa chen je lap to so. Nang je je de panda la men so la jap so cha wa chu je sen je la da la men so la jap so cha wa na sa panda la men so la jap so Tobe ta chowa jinje lap to so, to je shen chowa jinje lap to so, de zai don ta tenpa jinje lap to so, cha je chenpyo cho je ngon cho, tsen di nye la toba jinje lap to so, san je kun de zawa la ma la e, ku son ko pa chenpyo cha zelon de men ne lo rang wa she ba, tse tan chowa nyamba jinje lo, la ma san je rambo che la jap so che wo, chu je san je rambo che la jap so che wo. Good morning. So, in the samsara, every sentient being desire, wishing to be happy and peace, but many times their wish and actually, um, you know, try to pursuing that happiness, or can say method of that pursuing happiness is a go to wrong direction. You know, there's a many different way to try to make yourself happy. Some people by rely on the alcohol, some people rely on the drugs, some people rely on the food, some people rely on the shopping. You know, you try to make yourself happy. And some people rely on the plastic surgery, or there are many different ways to try to make happy. Actually, so whatever we put in the effort, in our life, all is mainly put the effort for finding peace and happiness. But many time, this kind of action, whatever we do, end up with the suffering. So that way, this is called your, your aim and your method or your direction is a contradictory. The reason, cannot find the true happiness or true peace. So if you want to be really want to find truly happy and peace, then you have to use as a right method. So then you have to, also you have to recognizing how fortunate you are, because of the many lifetimes good deed in this life you born as a human being. Not just only human being, also you have a capacity to, understand the Dharma. You have a freedom to practice the Dharma, and you have a good condition of your body and mind that follow to the Dharma to build faith or trust. So those all is actually many lifetimes good deeds, result of the many lifetimes good deed. One of the Indian master called the Arya Deva, he said, even having doubt need a great merit. So having faith in the Dharma need great merit, support of great merit. Having trust in the Dharma need great support of merit. Having freedom and have an opportunity to your faith and trust can put in the practice is a need a great support and merit. So those all is we fortunately in this life we have those all good favorable condition that can be good practitioner. So this kind of a condition is not come easily. So you have to recognizing that one, and at the same time you have to develop the compassion toward the sentient being who are lack of those. We must see our all the good fortunate, good condition, And also same time you have to develop the compassion toward to the sentient being who are liking all this. Some people, some sentient beings, they don't have the precious human life. Some have a precious human life, but they don't have freedom. Some have a freedom, but they don't have a interest. Some have interest, but they are temporary condition not support. Something else come out. So the reason Dharma have a lot of difficulty to gaining all this complete favorable condition is a result of many lifetimes good deeds. So it's not come easily. So those we have to recognize that one, because sometimes people think, oh, Dharma is easy, just down there, on the down street there, so I can get anywhere I can. But yes, it's easy everywhere these days. Really, access is really easy. But if you try to spend for 15 minutes, try to listen to the Dharma, it make you easily bored. But if you try to listen to the movie or the songs for the 15 minutes, it's go like this. So that much how difficulty, So when we have this all um, can say favorable condition, or can say, yeah, so that we must recognize that one, because sometimes we neglect all our freedom and all this good condition. So we neglect, then we say, oh, but second, another way also is you have to say this way, this kind of leisure and endowment not going to gain every lifetimes. In this life, fortunate enough to we have this all leisure endowment, but next life we don't have a guarantee, because we always say that, oh, no problem, I can do later. you know right now I'm going to enjoy it. Right now I go to movie, I go to park, but when later I will do dharma preparation. So I think whenever you get chance, you must utilize in that one. So that is called the precious human life. Like if you bought really delicious and a very fresh fruit from the healthy store, so you cannot say, oh, they are really expensive and really organic and fresh, I'm going to keep in my refrigerator, I will use later. Then when you the time to use it is already rotten, so you have to throw in the garbage. So it's useless become. Yeah, same thing is when we think we are ready, that time is then sometimes it's a kind of little bit too late. So point is one way is we have to recognize all this our fortune, and second is then sentient being who are lacking this kind of leisurely endowment, you must develop compassion. They are not fortunate enough to have this all leisure endowment. I must do something for them. So what you can do right now, you cannot do anything. When you see someone is down there suffering, you cannot help them actually. You cannot liberate them from the suffering. So when you become capable to do that one, is one day when you become a Buddha, then you can help them. So that reason you are eager to, want to become an enlightenment, so that way you can help those beings, destitute beings. So that is called the motivation of compassion. So that reason you want to study, that reason you want to contemplate, that reason you want to meditate. Yeah, so we have to build this kind of intention on motivations. Then even when you're practicing, on the road it make you tired. Down the road it make you bored. Down on the road it make you difficulty comes, but still you will continue this one because you have a heavy responsibility. Make sense? Like most of people going work is not fun, but go. Why? Because you have a responsibility of paying the bill. Same thing is when you take the responsibility of want to help other sentient beings, then your courage is increasing. That why I call them Bodhisattva. Sattva means the courageous one. Not easy. But so I think we have to build that kind of commitment, that kind of determination. Yeah. Okay. So today we're going to go through this Medicine Buddha Sutra. This is a text from Chinese to English translation. So that way, in the title, beginning of the title is translated from the Sanskrit to Chinese by the Tang dynastic Tripitaka master Hu Zhang. I think Xuanzang. This is Xuanzang, a really famous one of the Chinese most famous, but lots of people have a hard time to understand his translation because he using really hard word. There's someone else so, but this is translated in the English to Ming Tan, PhD. So someone 2001. So I found this one is in the website, and maybe this is kind of like easier to understand. So that way I use this one. But when you see the Tibetan text, always keep the Sanskrit title, original title. Always keep the Tibetan text. They have many reasons. So in this, they don't have the original title in the Sanskrit one. But online, if you search, you can see many Medicine Buddha Sutra translated from Tibetan to English. They keep so Tibetan. Any translation will always keep the original title. Then they translated that one. So they say there's many reasons. One is showing where's the original come from, the text. That's important. Because if that original does not come from the original source, then you cannot trust those texts. So you have to be the texts have to be trustworthy origin. Yeah. So the reason title is keeping that one. Two is also Tibetan when they're translating. One is Tibetan earlier did really smart they created a translator dictionary. Maybe world's maybe first dictionary to translator. In the 7th century, Tibetan first things they make is they create the dictionary. So whoever come later translator, they always follow this structure. Certain structure built through the dictionary to, how to translate. One thing is that one. Two things, Tibetan master, they never translate alone. When they're translating any text, you will see end of the text said, this Lozawa, it means the translator, Tibetan, such and such, and the Pindita is the Indian master, such and such. Company together, they translated this text. So that is a really important part, because when you're translating, lots of language have a hidden meaning. Yeah, if you translate that hidden meaning literally, it never come out the meaning. So that reason, sometimes these days, lots of translator they try to become a translator, but sometimes they make it more confused. Text go to totally different direction. So I think Tibetan. So this reason they say is even that like when I heard this one Korean master said one of the closest translation to other language is the Tibetan one from Sanskrit to other language. So one of the closest become is a Tibetan one. I think reason is a Tibetan one is they build from the beginning to this dictionary, and two is always translated with the one Indian master. Yeah. So those are basic rule of the translation. And another one is also Tibetan later, not from the beginning, but I think few century later, maybe I can say a few generation later, then they created this also rule of a pay homage. So this one is not here. So those are like three different type of pay homage have to be. If that doesn't belong to the Vinaya, have to be pay homage to the omniscient one. If it doesn't belong to the Sutra, pay homage to the Buddha and Bodhisattva. If it doesn't belong to the Abhidhamma, pay homage to the Manjushri. So because of the Vinaya is the only Buddha can know detail of the Vinaya is only Buddha knows. And the Sutra is in between the discussion between the Buddha and Bodhisattva. That way, pay homage to the Buddha and Bodhisattva. And wisdom is a only have great wisdom, wisdom chapter. Wisdom basket is a have to be have great wisdom to support. So, who is the wisdom embodiment of the all enlightened wisdom is a Manjushri. So this, if you see Tibetan texts, pay homage to the Manjushri at the beginning. That means that this belongs to the Abhidhamma. If you see the text said pay homage to the Buddha and Bodhisattva, that means that belong to the Sutra. If you see the pay homage to the omniscient one, that means that belong to the Vinaya basket. So that way, these three different type of pay homage can tell which text which basket belong. Because those are basic rule when Tibetan translating from the Sanskrit to Tibetan. Now, this also one sutra mentioned. Buddha said, in the future when you're recollecting the text, you should mention about the location. You should mention about the person who requests. You should mention who are there. So those are details. So that way, this for them from the beginning of this quote, the word is not Buddha's word. This is Ananda's word. So because you know who is the Ananda, who was the Ananda. So Ananda was one of the Buddha's actually I think blood related, half brother or something. One, but the more the important that is he was the Buddha's main attendant. So why Buddha really, insists to have him to be attendant is because Ananda have a great memory. He never forget any word. So it is called the photocopy memory.
Yeah, photograph.
Photographic memory. He remember every single things Buddha mentioned. His memory is so sharp. So that way Buddha really want him to be Buddha's his attendant. Then another said to the Buddha, if that is true, then you have to promise that you're not going to give any teaching from your mouth when I'm not there. I'm not present. So one time Buddha went to 33 Gadram, and because Ananda wasn't Arahat, so he couldn't go there. So Buddha couldn't give that particular sutra called the White Umbrella Sutra from his mouth. So it's come from out of the Buddha's Upanishad. Because Buddha promised to the Ananda, he never preached Dharma without him present. So that reason, a lot of these are beginning of the text is recollected by Ananda said, thus I have heard. Have I heard? This means basically talking about I heard this one. It doesn't mean that this is different. It's I heard, I understood, and I know, I realize it's totally different. So this is showing us Ananda have a memory, remember, but Ananda doesn't have a realization. Okay. Because historically, Ananda is belong to the Sharvaka vehicles, and this is Mahayana Sutra. So once Buddha Shakyamuni, the world honor one, was traveling throughout the various land to teach and convert to the people. So I don't like this convert. It's not in Tibetan, also not there. They English, they try to, because Buddhism never convert anyone. Buddha never said you have to convert someone. Only you have to share the Dharma who willing to listen, who wishing to listen. Because in the Buddhism, you're not allowed to give the Dharma teaching if that person is not willing to listen. So that reason, every teaching we have this called a request of teaching. In the Vajrayana also we have to repeating saying is please give me this empowerment, this and that. So that way there's never Buddha said you have to convert someone who not willing to listen. Yeah. So and even there one quote said, if you give the teaching to the uh, uh, not faith, somebody who have no faith, giving teaching is the same as a roasted seed try to plant. Roasted seed not grow. Yeah, same way. Try to share the dharma to somebody who have no faith. So that reason is this word is I don't like. So that way I mark here. Mm, you don't see that. Okay, the peoples. So basically, Buddha, as I mentioned yesterday, there's one Diamond Sutra commentary mentioned why Buddha go to the begging food. In this commentary said, Buddha begging the food reason is that is how one way he give chance to people to accumulate the merit through the offering to the Buddha. One is the reason is that one. Second reason is that is how he meet with the people to share his knowledge, give the Dharma teachings. So those reasons. Otherwise, Buddha himself in the Diamond Sutra commentary said, Buddha himself not have a actually organ as like a human being, so that way he doesn't need the food. Mm, yes.
So originate from Ananda.
Not all, but a lot of them.
Not
Yeah, yeah.
The promise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yeah, yeah.
Else, other sutras were given by Manjushri.
And most of this one, Theravada, most of Theravada Sutra, lot of them collected by Ananda, Mahakashapa, and there's another one. They repeated Tripitaka. Okay, first counseling after right after the Buddha passed away. But most of the Mahayana teaching is actually preserved by Manjushri, like Buddha Mitriya, and they preserve. And most of Vajrayana is preserved by Vajrapani. Most of Vajrayana is preserved by Vajrapani. But I mean, the same time, still Ananda also have this knowledge about those. So like this text, Ananda is repeating this text after the Buddha passed Mahaparinirvana and first consolation, what called? Council? Yeah. So they said when he arrived at Vesali, the Vesali is also actually, maybe I don't think so. It's because Buddha give this teaching in the Vesali because of that. But also Vesali is the place where it's a birthplace of a Buddhist physician that they call the king of the physician, a person who was a physician to the Buddha. His birthplace is from that area, Vesali, near Sharavasti. I haven't been, but it's near the Sharavasti. So in that time, India have many kingdoms, small kingdoms. The Vesali had their own kingdoms. Magadh is one kingdom. So on one point they fighting each other also. Okay, Versailles, he rests under the tree of the music and accompanied by the 8,000 great bhikshus and immeasurable great assembly, included the 36,000 great Bodhisattvas, as well as a king, great minister, Brahmin, layman, woman, and 8 type of divinity, and other human and non-human beings gathering respectfully around the Buddha, and he preached the Dharma. So most of the time there's so many, not just only human beings, also many non-human beings also come to interact with the Buddha's teachings. They always have trouble with the Buddha. So at that time, Bodhisattva Manjushri. So Bodhisattva Manjushri. So this one, I'm not sure Manjushri, like Manjushri, Avalokiteshvara, Mitriya, Vacharpani, they are really human being or they kind of spirit. Some say they are spirit. Some say they are really human being, lay follower. So I really don't know. This is you can ask someone, but I think I heard this Songsa Khyentse Rinpoche mention is one point saying they are kind of more like spirit. So you can see some sutra are particularly some sutra of the Mahayana requested by the Manjushri, some are requested by the Avalokiteshvara, some are requested by the Mitriya, some are requested by the Vajrapani. There are many different Mahayana requested by those great Bodhisattva. So in this case, there's a Bodhisattva Manjushri was prince of the Dharma, receiving the awesome spiritual power of the Buddha. So this is a spiritual power, mean that sometimes, it's not necessarily you have this ability to can ask, but because of the blessing of the Buddha, you have this come on you this kid that you can ask. Like Shariputra was asking to the Avalokiteshvara about the Heart Sutra, you know. So those all is called because of the spiritual blessing of the Buddha. Then Buddha Manjushri also rose this one, and rose from his seat, adjust his robe to bury his shoulder, and kneeled on his right knee. And he bowed deeply and with joining respectfully addressed to the Buddha. So this is a kind of like in that areas tradition of how show the respect, like a stand up, rope put on the shoulder, and the knee, foot, especially the right knee put down, and the palm join, and then asking questions. So like we even nowadays in the Tibetan we do when we receive the certain vows like refuge vows, or when you receive that what called the 1 day vows or any of those, lots of time we do that one continually. So this is a custom of Indian custom to how to show the respect to, because when you cannot show the respect, it means that your mind is corrupted with the what called uh, pride. With this pride, you're wasting your time to attending the teachings because you're not going to receive any teachings with that pride. Is this that we said pride with a person with a high pride can say attending teaching is a like a hill. No matter how many time rain, water never stay there. Water run down. So that way we have to eliminate our pride. That is the most obstacle for the Dharma practitioner. One of the Drupagoji Master Center, which said, Dharma practitioner, one of the easy to have a afflictive emotion and the very difficult to recognize is a pride. Easy to come, but very difficult to recognize. That's afflictive emotions. So this is why he's showing this respectful is that respect is a sign of no pride, no ego, kind of like a humble and a devotion, or another way we can call the devotions, faith. He bowed deeply and with a palm joining respectfully addressed to the Buddha. Well, honored one, may I please request you to explain. Now, this one, see, you should. Various name and title that a great past vow and superlative virtue of the Buddha, so that those who are listening to you will be free from karmic obscuration, while in the future sentient being in the Dharma symbolics age will also be drive great benefit and joy. So one there he basically Manjushri asks, what kind of Buddha's name, what kind of title, and what kind of superlative virtue, what kind of quality he produce because of that reason. And anybody hear his name in the future, particularly being who the karmic obscurations. Here, generally, I mean, samsara being, we have lots of karmic obscurations, but particularly talking about the karmic obscuration is a person who commit the heinous crime, like a killing father, killing mother, killing arhat. Yeah. So, and injuring to the Buddha and dividing to the Sangha. And this five is called the five heinous crime. That kind of a heinous crime is become an obstacle to the path to the liberations. With this kind of a heinous crime, committing this kind of heinous crime, person having, gaining to the path to the nirvana is a very difficult, and also that person's, no matter how great root of a virtue accumulated before that, all those can be totally vanished by this heinous crime. Because of that reason, this heinous crime is called the karmic obscurations. With this kind of a sin, this kind of a non-virtue, and it's very difficult to achieve the nirvana within this life. So that's what is mean the karmic obscurations. And second one is said in the future during the degeneration. It's called the dharma semblance. Semblance. What does a semblance mean?
Looks like.
Yes, pertaining to the good practitioner, artificial dharma practitioner. So when you are pertaining to the Dharma practitioner, not from the heart, not sincerely, and that time, and because those then they creating really heavy negative karma for they practice in Dharma not because of the devotion or they want to be nirvana. They practice in Dharma to gain something mundane, fortune, fame, wealth, or something like that. So that reason that kind of beings is called the dharma semblance. So when those kind of a heavy negative created, so they need some powerful Buddha's name to purify their negative karma. So what kind of a Buddha's name can purify this kind of heavy negative karma? Basically saying is, so then Buddha said, Buddha praise to the Bodhisattva Manjushri, saying, excellent, excellent Manjushri, out of the great compassion, you have urged me to explain the name and title, merit, and virtue of the past vow of the Buddha. So this is the reason, Buddha mentioned this one. So Buddha was really moved and really happy to that Manjushri had this, wisdom to us, Buddha, and Buddha said this is a really great and beneficial to the. So it said, merit, I have a virtue past vow of the Buddha in order to liberate those who are the bound by karmic obscuration. So this bound by karmic obscuration means once you creating this heavy negative karma, you are like put the chain stuck with there. So you have to how to liberate from that bound of the coming obscuration of chain. So then said, all sentient being in the Dharma semblance age, now listen attentively and reflect very carefully upon what I am about to say. Then Bodhisattva Manjushri replies, so be it. What all honor one. We will joyfully listen and whatever you wish to teach. So that is he replies. Then Buddha then said to the Bodhisattva Manjushri, east of this world, past countless Buddha land, more numbers than the grain of the sand of the Ganges river. The grain of the sand of the Ganges river have how many sand? More number than that. Many, So basically this Buddha land is talking about each galaxy, similar like each galaxy, because as this 1 billion, 1 billion fold, yeah, billion fold universe is a one Buddha land, one Nirmanakaya Buddha land. So this kind of this is similar like a galaxy. Yeah. So there are many galaxies beyond. This is from the east direction from here. East direction from here. Many galaxies beyond, and there are some Buddha's name. And actually, Sutra, Tibetan one, is mention all the seven Sugatas. But in this text, only want to focus on the medicine Buddha. So that was seven Sugatas. Why is it, seven Sugatas, we call the eight medicine Buddha, yeah? Eight medicine Buddha is a Buddha mentioned those seven Sugatas name, merit, vow, and I share with the Liz text and also the list of those benefit of the hearing their name. So she will share you later. Okay. So you can search there. So it's easy to understand. There's each Buddha's name. When you're hearing this kind of benefit, each one have like eight benefit. Hearing name, and you can see those. So Buddha mentioned all of their name, including the Shakyamuni Buddha. So this is seven Sugata. Then including the person who taught, Buddha who taught this sutra is a Shakyamuni Buddha. That way became eight Sugata. Yeah. Okay. So yesterday I mentioned, Kenji Rinpoche's one commentary said, other seven Buddha, that are emanation or manifestation of the medicine Buddha. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what Kenji Rinpoche said. In the Medicine Buddha Sutra mention, each Buddha have their own name, pure land, vow, totally different, each individuals. But those seven Buddhas' name are who, by hearing their name, by repeating their name, by listening their name, and gain this benefit, particularly this benefit mentioned. So you can read later. So now this is mainly aiming to the medicine Buddha. So said, the east of this world past countless Buddha land, more numbers than the grain of the sand in the 10 Ganges River. Their existence world called the Pure Land Lazuli, Pure Land Lazuli. So because it's the color of that. Buddha of that world is called the medicine Buddha. I think I heard Kenji Rinpoche also translated his commentary also mentioned healing precious stone, the as a healing. And also I heard one Afghanistan area, one physician, he found that stone that the what call this jewel, and later he become great healer. Something I think this particularly this precious stone have a power of healing. So that way the medicine Buddhas also color, and the Pure Land is that kind of color. And so it's called the medicine Buddha, Lapis Lazuli, Radiance, Tathagata. So Arhat, perfect enlightened, perfect mind, deed, well gone, knower of the world, unsurpassable being, tamer of the passion, teacher of the God and man. This is called the 9 name of a Buddha. I recently went to Myanmar. They have one particular one stupa, big one, golden stupa, have 9 doors. So these 9 doors are dedicated for the 9 name of the Buddha. Many Shakyamuni Buddha also we using these 9 names. All the Buddha have this equal to the 9 name they're using. First one said Tathagata. That's Tathagata means that that's gone one, gone the beyond. So that way Tathagata, Buddha's name. Buddha have many names, hundreds of names. Some sutra mention many names, but commonly using these 9 names. the introducing the Buddha, you know. So Tathagata is one, Arhat is two. Arhat means the enlightened, because Buddha earlier he mentioned to his disciple, now you become Arhat, I also Arhat, we all Arhat. You know, it means the Arhat means the higher being, hierarchy than worldly beings. Perfect enlightened. Perfect enlightened means the mm, mm, there are four type of enlightenments: Sharvaka, Patija Buddha, Bodhisattva, and Buddha. Sharvaka, Patija Buddha, Bodhisattva, their enlightenment is not perfect because still they have obscurations. Okay, still they are not totally free from the cognitive obscurations. But Buddha is totally free from all kind of obscurations. So that way, perfect enlightenment. Perfect mind and deed. This is called sometimes it's called endow with the perfect knowledge and perfect conduct. Some translation they use that one, perfect knowledge and perfect conduct. So this is showing us a perfect mind mean the training of the wisdom, and perfect deed or conduct mean the training of the morality and training of the samadhi, or from the Eight Noble Path called the perfect mind mean the called the right view. The perfect deed is to talk about the right thought, right speech, right livelihood, all those rest of the seven noble path. So either way, this is also name of the Buddha, perfect. I think endow with the perfect knowledge and conduct. Well gone, it means that completely gone. Knower of the world. So knower of the world means that Buddha know 24 hours. Where's the being is ready to tame? Where's the being to ready to liberate? So that way is that mean that worlds unsurpassed beings. So there's no higher than Buddha to achieve. So they're called the unsurpassed. No one is beyond that. Well gone mean that completely gone.
Right, okay, so translate.
This is well gone is talking about the mm,
Kind of out there.
Going beyond.
mm, mm.
Is it similar to Tathagata, like those?
Yeah, so 좀 더 디신시바 다좀바 양다바 조베 산제 르바다 쇼순다바 대월시바. That's gone one. Also well gone is in the Tibetan is called the Dewarshiba. Dewarshiba mean the by relying on the um, uh, um, Dewa is also can translate as a sukha, which means the joy. By following to the joyful path of the 35 branch of the enlightened and reach to the joyful state of the Buddhahood. That is what is well gone mean. Something like this. In the Tibetan said. So by, Dewa, I think Dewa is maybe joyful can use, or you can put the. I will look later, the red word.
Immersed.
Yes.
Totally about the joy.
Yes.
Like he's gone
Yeah.
through all-
Yes. So basically, he by using the unmistaking path and reach to the state of the perfect, unmistaking, ultimate state. That is nirvana. Tamer of the patience. Tamer of the patient means the Buddha know how to tame the sentient beings. Some need wrathfully tame. Some need peacefully tame. liberate, or so the Buddha have all the wisdom and method to how to liberate sentient beings without wasting both their time. When we try to help each other, we don't know what's going on. Lots of time we waste our time try to help, yeah, spiritual way, but Buddha never have that kind of. So Buddha know exactly how, which teaching suitable to this individual to help this individual to liberate it. So, so Buddha even that hard to tame his disciple. They all the tame by with his what called them skill and the method and wisdom. So that's why teachers and God and man, teacher of the God and man. So Buddha's time, of course, Buddha teach to the all six class of the sentient beings, but the lower being have a very difficult to practice Dharma. Some are like hell beings, hungry ghosts. Their suffering is so tormented. There are no way to they can practice Dharma. Even they have a understand knowledge, but they don't have. Like when somebody is sick, really badly sick, you ask them to stand up, meditate. You just said, forget about that. I even cannot breathe anything, they're not going to do. Like when we're really sick, suffering, cannot meditate. So that way lower being is like that. Then animal have called the stupidity. Now I'm sure you're not going to agree with that. Animal not stupidity. Yeah. Animal have a stupidity as in the Buddhism is their specific way to. Why it's called the stupidity is animal not have a sense of this is a virtue, this is non-virtue. Generally, animal are more smart than you, smart than human. Really, are much smarter than human beings. Animal sense are more sharper than human beings. But when come to the law of morality, then animal doesn't have that understand. Human can have a better sense of understanding of what is virtue, what is non-virtue. So based on that, in the Buddhism said, animal have a stupidity or ignorance. So those lower beings is a very difficult to become a practitioner. So that reason we're saying is we have to be really careful. If we're born to the lower realm, and it's very difficult to gain back to this strength of a practicing. Make sense? There's no chance to practice there. So that way it's called the God and man, mean the higher beings. Many God realm, they can practice. Many of them come to the receive teaching from Buddha. Indra, Brahma, to have Yaksha, to pour Dhamma garden, even this text, those there. And they make the vow to the Buddha. So many of them can be practicing, but when it comes to the low realm, particularly, I think related to the low realm, particularly hell and hunger ghosts, almost impossible to practice Dharma. Some animal, yes, can be practice Dharma, like some Naga can receive teachings. They come to disciple of the Buddha. So some animal, they have a better chance because they don't have that much suffering as a hell and hunger goes. But so that reason is called the teacher of the God and man, not because this Buddha have what called the favorable beings, kind of like what called the Buddha is not because the Buddha is bias. Make sense? So because the Buddha have to give teaching that is a vessel to suitable to receive. So who is the suitable to receive that can practice is a human and a God realm. Okay. And some of you maybe think, oh, this is they try to make that they are, Christian God to try to make Buddha student. This is nothing have to do with the human the Christian gods. This the Buddhism, according to the Buddhism, called a celestial realm. Celestial realm. This is called the God realm. So this is nothing have to do with the Christians, creator of the God, the Lord God is not. So this is not talking about that one. Yeah, people may misunderstand. Buddha, the world honored one. So Manjushri, when the world honored medicine Buddha was treating the Bodhisattva path. So now it's saying when he was in the Bodhisattva path, because every Buddha, not originally Buddha. Make sense? Every Buddha are like us, beginning. Then they rose. They have a what called that renunciation, and their general bodhicitta. Then practice dharma, and they become a Buddha. So when Bodhisattva medicine Buddha wasn't Buddha when he was on the Bodhisattva path. So path, that means that he solemnly made 12 great vow to grant the sentient being whatever they desire. So this medicine Buddha made the 12 vow. Well, I want to become a Buddha, I want to become a Buddha that is such and such and such like this. So each one you can see. So first great vow said, I vow that the future life, when I have attained the supreme perfect enlightenment, saying when in the future, when I become a Buddha, that time medicine Buddha wasn't Buddha. Okay, said, brilliant ray will shine forth from my body, illuminating the infinity, countless, boundless realm. This body will be adorned with the 32 mark and great and 80 auspicious characteristic. Furthermore, I will enable all sentient beings to become just like me. So this is when we right now, we need every day do the makeup and everything. But when you become enlightened, you don't need to do that one because you are totally become a major and minor mark. You don't have to worry about the makeup and plastic surgery or anything. You have naturally have a beauty. It's called the naturally beauty. So that's called the major and minor marks. So this naturally beauty, major and minor marks not come easily. Also, it's just have a mini collection of the mini accumulation of merit. So basically saying is if you compound it, every sentient being's virtue. I mean, sentient being like us, we have also virtues too. Yeah, all the sentient beings' virtue as a compounded is become equal to the one Buddha say, what called this pole? Quality of the one pole. So every sentient being, they accumulate the merit. Those are become a one is equal to become a Buddha's one pole, quality of the one pole. And all the pole of the Buddha's body compounded, their merit is become one minor mark. Here they use as a characteristic, one minor mark. All the minor mark compounded together is become one major marks. So how much merit involved to become that kind of body? With adorned with the major and minor marks. So this is it's not come naturally. So that way, this when Buddha have this kind of 32 major and minor mark, and not just only he have this all the enlightened major and minor mark, and by anyone see, then sentient being become like that. That means that when we see that someone is beautiful, then they will admire that one. We want to become like that. Right now, through the good, what call, barber?
Barber?
Yeah.
Yeah, barber.
Good barber, good makeup, what call those people? makeup artist, good plastic surgeon, many way to make it, you make the good. But this one is a it can be temporarily can make that one, but later you will regret with that. So in the so if we so that is actually what I'm saying is when even you by using something like this, you have to use some kind of photo and some kind of image that is said, I want to look like this. Make sense? Yeah, lots of those Barbara, they have a mini celebrity photo, called the hairstyle. Yeah, so that way when sentient beings see the truly Buddha's body, they really deeply admire. So said, I want to become like this. So how can I become like this? Now you put effort, so try to achieve that one. So that reason, but by shining Buddha's body itself can help many sentient beings bring to that path to achieve this kind of body. Make sense? Yeah. So that is the first vow. And second great vow is a vow that the future life, when I have attained the supreme enlightenment, my body inside and out will be radiant, far and wide, clearly and the flawless purity of the Lapis Lazuli. This body will be adorned with the superlative virtue and dwell peacefully in the midst of the web of a light more magnificent than the sun and moon. The light will awaken the mind of all being dwelling in the darkness and enabling them to engage in their pursuit according with their wishes. So this is the wisdom light. Shine from the body, shine from the mind, so that way sentient being awake from the delusion. Make sense? Yeah. When this is not related to the, this teaching, but when Shakyamuni Buddha was meditating under, called the ascetic meditation, so 6 years, then he have a 5 companion, 5 monks. So then later Buddha realizing just giving hardship to the physical body is not a solution. That's not going to give the result of what he want. So he started taking the nutrition food, and they said, "Oh, he's a princess," and so that he couldn't tolerate hardship. So he broke his vow. So we shouldn't be associated with him. So they left. They went to Varanasi. Buddha stayed in the Bodh Gaya. But then Buddha achieved the enlightenment. He had to look for someone that he can teach. So the 49 days nobody found. So then Buddha realizing finally they are in the Varanasi. So Buddha went to Varanasi to give teachings. When Buddha was coming far, and they said, "Oh, that the was spoiled one who couldn't keep the vow is coming. If he comes, stay there here, it's okay. But we're not going to be respectful for him like before. We're not going to be served to him." Then but then when Buddha come closer, then radiating his body, so magnificent. Then they kind of like everyone stood up, somebody offered food, somebody offered water, some cushion, and they said, "How are you?" So they couldn't stop that one. So that kind of radiating the, some have I think it's called the charisma, yeah? Charisma. Yeah, so this is like through this mature mental mark and all the good quality, and they have a charisma. Even the somebody who doesn't like, they become kind of like admiration. So I think something like this talk about. Now, third great vow says, "I vow that the future life, when I have attained the supreme enlightenment, I will, with the infinite wisdom and skillful mean, providing all sentient beings with the inexhaustible plenty of the good and meet with their material need. They will never want for anything." So this translation is kind of a little bit, but what is mean that said wisdom. Buddha said because of the Buddha's wisdom. Wisdom is basically talking about the knowledge about what is a virtue, what is non-virtue, so that is called the knowledge of the what is the good, what is bad, what's the false, what's the beneficial. All this knowing, that is called the wisdom here. And also um, uh, in the Uddara Tantra, no, ornament of the Mahayana Sutra. In the ornament of the Mahayana Sutra said, Buddha always have this called the five signs. Sometimes it's called the five omniscience, knowledge, like a science of art, science of language, science of grammar, language grammar, science of healing, and science of logic, and science of dharma, the knowledge of dharma. So this kind of five great knowledge, and those this all is talking about the wisdom. Then skillful mean that whatever you want to do, you need a skill. Yeah, anything. So any professional, what you want to do, you have to build the skill to become that one. The skill is you have to build. So what is the Buddha's skill is it? Then Buddha have a great method of emanation. Buddha manifests anything what according to the sentient beings' desire, manifest that way to help to liberate sentient beings. Like there was one really arrogant musician, really difficult to give teachings. So Buddha became a musician himself. Then they have a competition. So then he couldn't defeat the Buddha, the musician of the Buddha. So that way then the arrogant give up. Then he became, Buddha tamed him. So there's so many ways to tame the sentient beings. So sometimes become a wrathful, sometimes become an artist, and different way to tame sentient being with many different skill. So that is what it mean, the skillful mean. Also, Buddha sometimes manifests as a form of Bodhisattva, sometimes manifests as a Sharvaka, sometimes manifests as a Patija Buddha, sometimes manifests as a king, sometimes manifests as an ordinary person. So many different ways to manifest and help sentient beings. This all is talking about the skillful means. Mm. Okay. So when Buddha is providing all this material need, they will never want anything. It doesn't mean then people become no need to worry anything. They become relaxed. So that is what I mean. I vow that the future life, okay, for the great life, when I have attained the supreme enlightenment, I will set all who follow heretical way upon the path to enlightenment. Likewise, I will set those who follow the Sharvaka and Bodhidharma Buddha way into the Mahayana path. So first is heretical way. Heretical way means that someone is following to the wrong kind of religions. The religion is saying lots of bad things doing is dharma. So someone said extreme is not problem. Problem is fundamental. When somebody teach you fundamentally and negative as okay, that is talking about heretical. So this is anyone teaching any path that is fundamentally wrong path, then that is called a heretical way. Um, so in the Dharma, we call the four type of bad behaviors. Four type of bad behaviors. or bad view. Four type of bad views. Um, see impure as a pure. See suffering as a joy. Um, see not selfless as a self-grasping. And see impermanence as a permanent. When you have this view, a view of purity, seeing as some worldly being, our body as a purity, that's a wrong view because the body is not pure. Deva said, "Your body is a filthy leather bag." so like this, the samsara is not pure. Okay, samsara have no truly joy. Samsara not permanent. And there's no evidence of the existence of the self, any phenomena. So when you believe in these four, that's what called the heretical, according to the Buddhism, wrong path. So they're up in the path to enlightenment, is it? Then meditation on the impermanent, meditation on the ugliness or the faults of samsara, meditation on the no self. Meditation on the suffering. So we call the fortuny of the mind, for example. So recognizing the true color of the samsara by examining it, so that then you can get to truly state of the enlightenment. That way, these four like fortuny of the mind is really important. For example. Yeah, so those are called up in the path to the enlightenment. Likewise, I will set those follow to the Sharvaka and Padija Buddha way into the Mahayana. Also, Sharvaka and Padija Buddha is not a final realization, final goal. They not achieve the final goal. So, final goal. They have to be Buddhahood, but some sentient beings have a disheartened. Oh, Buddhahood is impossible to achieve. Too hard, very difficult. So Buddha created path of the Sharvaka and Padija Buddha as a rest area. Yes, in the highway they have lots of rest area. You not again you not get to your destination, but you can rest there. Then you build more energy. Then you can continue. So Sharvaka and Padija Buddha is a rest area. But then some point you have to tell yourself, oh, now must leave. It can stay here forever. So that is how encouraged by Buddha to them. So that way, Sharvaka and Padija Buddha is also not final destination. The reason bring to the Buddhahood, Bodhisattva way, Mahayana path. So fifth great vow said, a vow in the future life when I have attained the supreme enlightenment, I will help all countless sentient beings who cultivate the path of the morality in according with my dharma to observe the rule of a conduct precept to perfect in perfection in conformity with the three root precept. Even those guilty of disparaging or violating the precept will regain their purity upon the hearing by my name and avoiding descending upon the path, descending upon the evil path. Evil path is talking about the low rung. So what does this mean? Saying is, anyone who engaging that negative action which is caused to the reborn in the low realm, including to the disparaging the precept. Make sense? So what happened is person who have a no imprint of this kind of a name of the Buddha, then when they creating cause to reborn the lower realm, they will reborn in the lower realm, and they will remain there in the lower realm until the lifespan is end. And lower realm lifespan is really long. If you read the jewel ornament, it's like take many eons, some of those. Okay, really long. But then what happened is after all your purification, your what call your time serving is the end. Can say.
You served your sentence.
Yeah, your serving is the end. But when you come back to the society, it's still not good. Okay, so they reborn in the really unfavorable place, unfavorable condition. Later it come in the sutra, so we don't. But what is different is even you creating all those breaking vow, precept, and this, and reborn in the lower realm. But same time, if you heard Medicine Buddha's name when you are a human being, you will remember their name when you born in the lower realm. Then when you're recalling the Buddha's name, you will, liberate from the lower realm to much faster. Then you don't have to wait until your sentence is finished. Time is finished. Makes sense. Lifespan is finished before your lifespan. You will be reborn in the higher realm. Once you're reborn in the higher realm, you will also reborn in the good condition place that have a good favorable, all the physically, financially, steady, and all the condition that can also build a good life. Make sense? Yes.
Why does it have so long in the lower realm? It sounds like that's a very, very crowded place. And if it took less time, then sort of like more goodness to get on the path for developing itself.
It's never become a crowded place. One, because they are not physical body. It's called the mental body.
But still.
They never become a crowded, no matter how many years. They have lots of space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is it taking so long? It's just like a legal system. Your crime is bigger. Your sentence is longer. It's a law of causality. Yeah, so it's just not like somebody.
Teachers for all those minds floating around, so they can like.
There's a we call the sixth Buddha. They call the hell Buddha. There's Buddha and Bodhisattva manifest a different way. But as I said, when you born there, your capacity to practice is very, very small. Because your suffering is so great. Every day cutting, chopping, killing, boiling in the metal liquid. You have no chance to practice Dharma. Constantly, there's a misery. Make sense? So there's a really small chance to practice Dharma. Of course, I'm not saying there's a no, absolutely no. They can be there sometime. There's a little chance, develop the faith. But so that way, like when you have imprint, the name, like Medicine Buddha's name, when now in the human life, reciting the mantra, pray, it seems not going to benefit anything, but you imprint that in your mind. And if you born in the lower realm, you remember those. Then that time prayer is becoming really strong. Because now you have a mental body. Right now, because of this physical body, even your prayer is impossible to get there. But when you have a mental body, easier to get out from there. That's different. So that reason why we have to do right now prayer, whatever prayer you're learning, is not necessarily you're not going to see the result at the moment. Maybe you have done whole life of prayer, but all the your problem is the same. Your all the issue is the same, physically, mentally, whatever is the same, nothing changing. But it doesn't mean they're not going to benefit for you. Especially that kind of time, and when you really need it, it will come to you to help. So yeah, okay. And also, when things miserable, time looks seems less longer. I mean, time seems much longer. Yeah, if you gone to the picnic or somewhere, 2 hours is really fast, but you are here 2 hours is very long. Not easy. Look at time. Oh, still, still 10:15. Oh, still 10:30.
Question is, are there people who are walking among us that are dwelling in a lower realm? People who maybe take their own lives because they are feel that they're dwelling in a lower realm.
Yeah. I don't know here, but I mean, we are not in the low realm. All here is all the human realm. But when anyone is do the commit crime, any of those things, including to the, harming yourself, it's a heavy negative. So you have a good chance to can be reborn in the low realm. And it's lots of time saying that one. So, I have to be really sensitive, careful saying things. Sometimes it hurt people, you know. But like some sutra said, when you harm yourself, like including the suicide, they saying it's a 500 lifetime you have no chance to reborn in the human realm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a really heavy negative karma, harming yourself. Yeah, but then sometimes people, they have a family member have done that one, then they say that's not fair. So I'm repeating what I heard. Okay, but it's not necessarily, I'm not sure it's everyone same, because sometimes maybe you created some negative karma, but same time you have also great accumulated merit in the past, so that also help. It's just like you have a really huge debt, but same time you have a great wealth. So
This sort of piggyback, is it possible while in the human realm to experience something that is like
yeah, I think so. Yeah, some human are kind of like or similar like hell. I mean, it's just everyday. Hell is a mental perception. Higher realm is a mental perception. So we change our perception. Sometimes we go to hell. So sometimes you're in that way. I said maybe some people have a hard time to be sitting here 2 hours. Wait, you're not stopping. This is really difficult. Okay. Sixth great vow. I vow the future life when I have attained the supreme enlightenment, sentient being with the imperfect body, whose senses are deficient, who are ugly, stupid, blind, deaf, mute, uh, tremble, uh, hunchback, lep- leprous, incense, incense of the suffering from the various other illness will, upon hearing my name, occur well-formed body, endowed with the intelligent, with all sense fact, they will be free of illness and suffering. So this kind of things is not saying, within that just recite the name from you become ugly to beautiful. It's not saying that one. But sometime, like even your physical look is the same, then your appearance is a kind of a different perception is changed. And one is that one. Two is also maybe this life you have that kind of a physical appearance, but when you recite the name, in next life you have a much beautiful. change your perception. So I think this is maybe not necessarily like a overnight going to change. You tell, oh, you have some kind of like a problem, apparent problem that said, oh, tonight I'm going to recite the medicine Buddha mantra, then tomorrow I'm becoming really handsome and good looking. I'm not sure that kind of a magical appearance change comes. But by reciting the mantra, then, long termly, definitely you're not going to have this kind of continue. Make sense? Physical problem. Okay, the seventh great vows, a vow that the future life, when I have attained the supreme enlightenment, sentient being afflicted with the various illness, with no one is help them, nowhere to turn, no physician, no medicine, no family, no home, who are destitute and miserable, will also soon as my name pass through their ear be relieve all their illness with the mind and body peacefully and content. They will be enjoying home, family, and property as abandoning all the eventually realizing unsurpassable supreme enlightenment. So this both physically problem, financially problem, or any kind of in our life problem is a result of the negative karma. We have to acknowledge that one. When you have something problem in your life, doesn't matter any problem, it's not come randomly. Because if you don't have a bad karma, no one can make you suffering. Shariputra and Mogayana went to the hell. Just they visit, So there's one religion leader. He taught how to animal sacrifice. He taught. But then Shariputra and Mogayana saw him in the hell. Then anyone sees a follower, they doing the ritual, every time they do, he's miserable there. He's suffering extremely. So he said to the Shariputra and Mogayana, please, when you go back to the human realm, return my message to my follower. What I created path was a mistake. Please don't follow that one. Stop doing this one. This is a really totally mistake, particularly harming other animals. So Shariputra went in the town where the people who following his path. And he told the people, nobody react anything. Then one day Shariputra met with Mogayana, and Mogayana asked Shariputra, have you told them about this message? And Shariputra said, yeah, I told them, but they don't kind of react anything. They didn't say anything. So Mogayana said, maybe you didn't, they didn't hear, or you didn't give the, clear message. So I must go. This message is really important. So when Mogayana went and the people got so upset, they beat him. Every single bone of his body totally broke. He's barely breathing. Then people bring him on his Dharma rope, his body, just breathing. Everything broke. So then Shariputra said, how come you don't show the miracle power? So Mogayana said, when come to the time of karma, I forget everything. Even I don't remember I have a miracle power. So this is it. When it come to the karma, no one can stop. But when you don't have that karma, Shariputra told them earlier, nobody react anything. So that way, so anything in our life happen, good or bad. I'm not saying 100% always a karma, because sometimes by just saying karma to become a handicap. But there's a lot of those have to do something in our past life, what we have done. So this kind of a physically or mentally condition is a result of the bad karma. There's no question for that. Result of the bad karma. But so how to purifying this kind of bad karma is like reciting the mantra, praying to the Buddha's name, remembering, and that how to purifying the karma. Once you purify the karma, then you're not going to have a continue with that kind of physical appearance. That is talking about. It's not like overnight going to change. Like plastic surgery. I don't think so. It's going to happen that way. But this one is not like also it's not totally kind of like artificial. It's possible. You have to be patient. It's going to happen, but you have to be patient. If just tonight recite the mantra, tomorrow your appearance is same, then you said, "Oh, the mantra is not working." That's not about that way. Yes.
Speaking of, when women become pregnant, a lot of times others around them will talk about their inner glow. So maybe the inner glow comes through, so other people don't quote unquote see ugly, they see your inner glow.
That is also possible, but this is also physically change come. Maybe not necessarily this life. What I'm saying is, maybe next life, then you have a much beautiful one. I think this is. I don't think so. It's talking about the immediate, but also like you saying is inner glow or whatever. That's also that possible, that one. Now this 8th grade vow, this one is you have to be really, really patient, okay? I try to explain you. I vow that the future life, when I have attained the supreme enlightenment, those women who are extremely disgusted with the 100 affliction that befall women and wishing to be abandoned their female form will open here in my name all be reborn in the man. They will be endowed with a noble future and eventually realize the unsurpassable supreme enlightenment. So this one, you have to be careful. Don't immediately judge on the said. Those women who are extremely disgusted, it means saying it's a woman who doesn't want to be a woman body. This is not talking about the old woman. If say the whole woman kind, then in the Buddhism that's really bad. Like in the Vajrayana, it's become a downfall, root downfall. So this is not talking about the whole woman. If some woman, they don't want to be women, they don't want to be like a man. I mean, there are a lot of people have that kind of, somebody really, because women have extra suffering monthly, also have the carriage of the baby, and lots of those things, they have extra suffering. Can say that one. So I think some circumstance, if some women maybe like they feel like this is not I want the body. That is what we're talking about. This is not saying it's a whole woman kind is bad and this and that, because sometimes people misunderstand this one. Yeah.
In that time, as well as this time, the whole culture has always given men many more privileges, and half the time women are sold off. And
yeah, women are subject.
So I think
women are property.
So that's
yeah.
Talking about.
I mean that India talking about the India, and same in the West. How many years ago you have right to vote?
3 years.
Yes. In India also, like women have a final right after the Dr. Ambedkar made the constitution. Before women get a divorce, is meant kick out of the house. Nothing get.
Move into the house and take care of the mother-in-law who beats you.
No, but I mean that is just still you are part of the family, okay? Even they treat you really badly. But when you divorce, for example, you get nothing. You just kick out. Or sometimes they kill you. So this is a reason, like 60, 70 years ago, then finally India have a constitution. Until that kind of society. In that society, you cannot say, I'm proud of being woman. I don't think so. With that kind of circumstance. Nobody want to be a woman. Make sense? That is talk about. Yes, that is it. That's other things. But yeah, that is other things. But this one is a legally, that culturally, you allowing like your woman treat as a property. It's not talking about the, immorality. It's a culturally, legally, it's okay to do that one. That kind of society we talk about.
Till the late 1970s, a woman couldn't have a credit card without a husband. That's right. In the US.
Mm. Yeah, so same in the actually, in Tibet, like where I grew up, they have no discrimination. That one really have no discrimination. So that way, when I come first in the West, I one time I said, oh, somebody said, oh, can you help cook the kitchen because women are much better in the kitchen cooking, Then I got really big problem because for us, each one have their own specialty. So they were saying that's good. But our job, we don't have discrimination or this is only men do, this is only women do. Like my house, family, men do everything, women do everything. They are really, whoever free, they do that one. So that way, I don't have this sense of a sensitive understand of. Then I say that one. Then that person, same person who got mad, one day we are pick up the heavy glass table. And she said, "We need 4 men." I said, "Yes." Now, sometimes you have to ask what the 4 men. So that is what my point, but they misunderstood because I don't have this background of understand of the sensitive culture information. So that way I said that one. So that is a come from there. This kind of society. Make sense? Yeah. So now you're okay with this, yeah? So, number 8. I heard Gaji Rinpoche give first when he just come first in the West. He give this teaching. Okay, and in this teaching, they are said in the Sukhavati, there's no women. There's all women be born men or something like that. Yeah, and he proudly give a teaching that he become big problem. Then I heard later he said, "I will never teach this one." I heard something like that. Yes.
Yes. Had a good explanation of what the intention was with that. That this transformation that you're talking about means nothing but the transcendence of the differences between male and female. The Buddha nature is neither male nor female.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is talking about the physical body. Yeah. Okay. Ninth grade vows, a vow that future life, when I have attained the supreme enlightenment, I will have help all sentient beings escape from the demon net and free themselves from the bound of a heretical path. So this demon net, lots of time we get harm from the evil spirit. So certain things that is not necessarily you will have you will have this understand. So evil spirit means that a non-human being. So I give you one small story. In the Samye monastery, there's have 2 spirit protector. Both are worldly beings. One is called Behar, and one is called Tsimar, wrathful one. Both are wrathful. So Behar and Tsimar, one day they talking each other, said, we should harm some monks. Test to them. So Tsimar went kill one monk, take life. Then Behar said, you don't know how to harm. I will show you how to harm. So so then one monk every day do the Torma offering in the Torma and the Sergim. And we put the barley, the fresh barley. So he throw out after offering, the barley grow. Then somehow he thought that's really big, so he collect them and keep. And he, because of Behar make him to do that one. Then he put like kind of like a flower pot, that barley seed, and it grows so much from the pot. Then he thought, wow, this is good. So he found the small land area. Then he planted that one. and it grows so much. Then slowly, his body is growing so much that every year, and he slowly buying lots of land, and he become a very rich, the monk, very rich, so many bali. Then he got married. So when he got married, every year his wife give him birth. And his body is getting worse every year. Then he becomes so miserable. Then Behar said, if you want to harm, you have to harm this way. So some evil spirit can harm you that way. That way, always said in the Dharma practitioner, not necessarily always good things happen in your life is good. Sometimes they give you some kind of a small reward, CD, and from that to disturb your actual path. So when you have a problem like sickness, unfavorable, what call that? Like people saying bad things about you or this, that not going to be disturbed your practice. But when you become successful and some kind of like gain so much, immediately, that have a really good chance to disturbed. So that is how we call the Maras. Um, mm, mm, no, Maras, Maras destruction through your Dharma. So that is what is mean that here said so the net of the demon's net. That is called the demon's net. Sometimes they come good way.
Disguised.
Yeah. So like in the Vajrayana, have you received like a Kala Chakra or those empowerment?
Yeah.
And you get some it's called the secret name. So that is why is that secret name is sometimes those spirit come to form of your deity and give you information. You must do this one. You should do that one. So you have to be careful in the dream or in reality. If you have that kind of, so you have to ask, if you are truly my deity, what is my name? Because they don't know that secret name, those spirit. Only guru, deity, you. Make sense? So I think those are reasons. So that way sometimes dominate mean the Dharma practitioner get a lot of obstacles. That most of obstacles not come negative way, come positive way. So should they be caught in the thick of a wrong view, I will lead them to be correct view, gradually introducing them into the cultivate the practice of the Bodhisattva and swiftly realize the supreme perfect enlightenment. I heard one story like this. One monk, he trained in the monastery, one big monastery. Then after his training and everything gone, then he went to return to his hometown. In the Tibet, monks have lots of monks have it's mainly you have to do the definition and perform the ritual to the family. Lots of people have a problem. They always come to the monk to seek the advice. So he was doing the definition, and slowly he gained some kind of clairvoyance. So when people come with a problem, he can tell what is the problem where I come from and what is the solution. He can tell. He said he have some kind of clairvoyance in that. Then then because of that, then he become really famous by performing. Then of course, famous means they become really wealthy. You get lots of offering. So then many years later, he revisit to his monastery back to the bay, and he visit his guru, and he said to his guru, I have this. I can tell what happening when people come to sick. So I can tell what is cause of sickness and how to cure that sickness. And the guru said, first go back, all your wealth give away over the monastery and to the poor one, and get rid of everything what you own, then come back. So when he did that one, all his this claim one is gone. Then Guru said that was obstacle. So that way, so not like a demon's net is not always come with a negative way. You know. The great vows about that future life when I have attained the supreme enlightenment. Those sentient beings who are shackled, beating, imprisoned, um, condemned to death, or otherwise subject to countless misery, the humiliation by royal degree, and who are suffering in this body, mind from in this oppression, need only hear my name and free from all this affliction, thanks to the awesome power by the merit of the virtue. I heard in the United States in last 100 years, more than 120 people got a wrongfully death penalty. But then luckily there's a group of students. They voluntarily reopened all the case, and I think like a lot of them free from the prison. Some of them already killed. So sometimes, this kind of things happen. So I think something have to do. I vow in that future life when I have attained the supreme enlightenment, if sentient beings who are tormented by the hunger and thirst to be pointed of creating evil karma in their attempt to survive. Yes, I mean, this is, you can see in the news lots of time. Not necessarily all the people who doing the thief, robbing, they're not, doing because they are passionate. They're doing that one because they need to survive lots of time. Make sense? Yeah. So then attempt to survive should succeed in the hearing of my name, reside single-mindedly in health, feast to it. I will first satisfying them with the most exquisite food and drink, and ultimately it is through the flavor of the Dharma that I will establish them in the realm of the peace and happiness. 12. About that the future life when I have attained the supreme enlightenment, if sentient beings who are utterly destitute, lacking clothes to protect them from the mosquito, to flea, flies, heat, cold, and are suffering day and night, should hear my name, recite it single-mindedly, and hold fast to it. Their wish will be fulfilled, and they will be immediately receive all the manner of the exquisite clothing, precious adornment, flower garland, incense, powder, and will enjoy the music and entertainment of their hearts' content. Majushri, these are the 12 supreme vows made by the world honor medicine Buddha, Lapis Lazuli, Radiance, Tathagata, Arhat, perfect enlightenment. He was cultivating the Bodhisattvas path when he was Bodhisattva path. Manjushri at the as to those great vows made by the medicine Buddha while he was following to the Bodhisattva path, as well as a merit, virtue, and endowment of this Buddha land. I cannot possibly describe them all, not even if I were to speak to eon or more. So this is mean the Buddha saying some briefly mention about the quality. Even the detail is they are not, even the 1 eon, not enough. So how long is 1 eon is?
At that point, who's counting?
Every maybe this is talking about that one. Every 100 years, 1 year increasing from the 10 years lifespan to become 80,000 lifespan.
Say that again, please.
Every 100 years. No, every 200 years. 1 year increasing lifespan from the lifespan for 10 years to until the 80,000.
So you start at 10 years old.
Yeah.
Every 200 years, you gain a year.
So human lifespan gain the year. So how long take this? That's called the mediocre Gelba eon. Yeah. So that kind of 20 is called the one Gelba.
Well, Google says that an aeon in geologic years is 500 million years.
Wow. So 500.
Either way, this is a long time. It's a long time. So if Buddha said, even I talk that long, who have time to listen that long? Still not finished. So that's quality of this pure land of this Buddha land. Not even if I were speak to the one eon or more. However, this Buddha land is utterly pure. You will find no temptation, no evil path, no even cries of suffering there. So, because of that, everything's pure. Why it's impure is most of those pure land. Why they are so no temptation is they gain anything what they wish is come from the worshipful tree. So that way no temptation. So there's because of the no temptation, no one is born in the evil path, even in the low realm. We have this temptation, desire. Because of the desire, we have a hatred. Because of these two, desire of attachment and hatred, we are creating path to the reborn in the low realm. Those pure land, like us, Sugawati and those, they don't have this, reborn in the low realm because they have no chance to temptation of the negative emotion. Make sense? They don't need to be worried about anything. Yeah. I'm sure you already read in this how Sugawati Pure Land as how it is, whatever you wish it become that way. Anything you want come from the worshipful tree. So no worry about the paying the bill. Yeah. So because of those reason, they don't have any what call them reason to have a negative emotion. If you don't have a negative emotion, you have no worry about the reborn in the lower realm. You're not going to reborn. Even somebody want to send, somebody said, go to hell. They cannot send you to hell. Yeah, because it's by saying that one, it's impossible. Because go to hell is not easy also. Like if you try to put one wood in the water, try to push the water deep in the water, pop up. Yeah, never stay under the water. So need heaviness of the negative karma to go to reborn at the lower realm. If you not created the heavy negative karma, you don't need to worry about that. Way said no evil path. Yes. Huh?
Some purple and
Contempt.
Condemn. Like a judge condemns you to
damn sentences.
To damn.
Yeah, someone you have.
Can you damn or thing? Like
You can curse, but you cannot sin. Yeah. Yeah, you can curse. Yeah. Yeah. No.
You sent yourself there.
I think
Not that I want to.
with the condemned
condemn.
condemned is becoming condemned when you accept.
Oh.
When you not accept, it's nothing. So one day, some monks were walking on the street, and there some people saying bad things about those monks, and including Buddha. Those monks got really upset. So then Buddha heard this one. So they came back. Then Buddha scolded them. Why you do that one? And he said, the monk said, that's okay to say to us bad things, but they're saying about you, so we couldn't, no, keep quiet. So Buddha said, it's not bothering me. Why you bother you? When they're saying bad things about, it's not bothering me. So he said, if you send the package to someone, if that person not accept, what happened? It come back. So Buddha said, only it become your when you accept. Oh, sorry, sir.
That actually he kind of gave teaching to his students. He literally said, so if you ever hear people say bad things about me, like even worst possible things about me, don't worry. If there is anger towards me, it means they have a connection. And any connection can be purified.
That's good. Yeah. In this land, the ground is made by the Lapis Lazuli. The boundary are the demarcated with a gold court, and the town court and palace pavilion, as well as a balcony, window, and draperies is kind of curtain, yeah, are all made with the 7 treasure, all the jewel. Wow. You should send some of those politicians there. The merit, virtue, adornment, and all their realm identical to those who are Amitabha Pure Land and in the West. In this land dwelled 2 great Bodhisattvas, universal solar radiant and universal lunar radiant. This is the 2 main disciple of this medicine Buddha. These 2 Bodhisattvas. Like in our, Buddha have Amitabha Buddha have a Chenresi and a Vajrapani. Make sense? So similarly, like that, this particular Buddha's 2 main Bodhisattva's name, the disciple Bodhisattva name is solar radiant and moon radiance. Among them, countless Bodhisattvas, they are the leader, and each turn will serve as a successor to the medicine Buddha. That means that medicine Buddha also some point he get old, and he also achieved the Mahaparinirvana. When he achieved the Mahaparinirvana, one of these Bodhisattva become a successor. Like Sukhavati Pure Land said, when Amitabha passed away, Cherisi becomes, successor. When Cherisi passed away, Vajrapani become a successor. That is how so and so continually come. That's called the lineage. Yes?
Full radiance and lunar radiance, somebody then can fall into their place.
Oh, this is the name of the Bodhisattva. The just name. Yeah, solar radiant, the moon meridian, just name of those 2 Bodhisattvas. They are the leader each and serves a successor to the medicine Buddha and able to guide in of his 2 Dharma treasuries. For this reason, Manjushri, all the devout men and women should vow to be born in this land. So that means that kind of a pure land. You should be able to pray that way. Why I said medicine Buddha is not just for the healing. If you look the whole the vow, it's not just about the healing. There are so many things, Mhm. So there's 3 main key of protection by reciting the protection by the reciting the medicine Buddha's name. One is a not return from the path to the enlightenment. Okay, not reward or not return from, not become obstacle to the path of the enlightenment. One. And two, no matter what kind of a heavy negative created can purify. And three, evil spirit like a Mara, and they cannot obstruct your path. So these three are the main beneficial of hearing name of the medicine Buddha. These three. One, never interrupt your path to the enlightenment. Two, any kind of a heavy negative karma, unmistakable, with knowing, without knowing, you created can purify you. Third one is any kind of a evil spirit cannot harm you, cannot obstruct you. So this mainly these three beneficial by hearing medicine Buddha's name. That reason, not just only healing talk about here. See, because there's lots of everyone until I read this sutra, we always say the medicine Buddha is for the healing. Make sense? Not just healing. Okay, thank you.